Hello students, a very good afternoon to all and welcome back to Daily Newspaper Analysis. And today 16th of May, and today I have 5 important articles to discuss. So these articles I have taken from various sources. So these 3 articles I took from The Hindu, and from Down to Earth also we have 2 important articles for today. So let's start our discussion. So first article is very important issue. So recently, Bhojshala-Kamal Maula Mosque, which is located in Dhar district of Madhya Pradesh, recently it has been declared as a temple by Madhya Pradesh High Court. So this is very important issue. We shall be discussing about the consequences and what was the basis on which High Court has declared it. Second important article is about the NEET-UG paper leak. So recently, Education Ministry has decided to conduct the online test of NEET-UG exam. So it will be conducted from next year. Next important article is about the demand of reforms in United Nations Security Council. Very, very important topic for prelims as well as for mains. Next topic we have about the SEHAT Mission. So recently this mission was launched, and the main purpose was to align the health policy with the agricultural policy of India. So very small but very important concepts we shall be discussing under this article. And finally, a very important article from geography as well as environment point of view. So recently the scientists are suggesting that if you are diverting the water of Kheerganga river, then this will not be good for the geography as well as environment ecosystem of that region. So we shall be discussing all these things. Okay. So here, this important article. So what is the topic? Bhojshala-Kamal Maula Mosque complex has been declared as temple by Madhya Pradesh High Court. So let's discuss each and everything. See, this Bhojshala-Kamal Maula complex has been located in the Dhar district of Madhya Pradesh. Now, this complex has been claimed by 3 religions in India. So, what are those 3 religions? First is it is claimed by Hindus. Second, it is claimed by Muslims, and it is claimed by Jains also. That means Jains also say that they have some historical linkages with this mosque. Now, if we talk about Hindus, so Hindus consider Bhojshala as an important center of learning of Sanskrit. So, Hindus consider Bhojshala as an important Sanskrit learning center. Also, they consider that Bhojshala was important for the temple of goddess Saraswati, or we call as Vagdevi. So Hindus consider that Bhojshala was an important learning center of Sanskrit, and it was important temple which was dedicated to goddess Saraswati. Now, according to Muslim, this complex was the more important part of the Kamal Maula Mosque. So, according to Muslims, a mosque existed here from past many decades, and Jains also claim some of the historical linkages. Now, as you know that whenever all these kind of issues are involved, that means whenever various kind of religions are involved in many issues, so this is a very sensitive topic. Why I am saying this is very sensitive topic? Because if these kind of issues are not tackled in a proper way, then they may lead to communal riots. And in order to deal with all these situations, government always try to maintain a balance. So see, as you know, these 3 religions are claiming this site of complex. So what happened in 2003? Archaeological Survey of India, which is an important agency for the survey of the historical places or historical regions, what happened in order to maintain all these balances? In 2003, Archaeological Survey of India came out with a kind of arrangement. And what was that kind of arrangement? So as to provide the equal opportunities to Hindus as well as Muslims. So according to ASI, on every Tuesday, Hindus were allowed to offer prayers in the temple of goddess Saraswati or Vagdevi. And on every Friday, Muslims were allowed to offer namaz in that Kamal Maula complex. So this was the arrangement which happened in 2003. Now, what High Court has done now, High Court has struck down that arrangement. High Court has struck down the 2003 arrangement which provided equal opportunities for Hindus as well as Muslims. So now what High Court has said? High Court has declared this complete complex as the temple only. So High Court is saying that this Bhojshala, which was built by Raja Bhoj, so now this complete complex is a temple and no mosque or anything will be involved here. So what is the main claim of High Court? High Court is saying that, for example, this is the present structure, right? This is the present complex which is existing at present. So High Court is saying before this present structure, earlier this was the Bhojshala only, or this was the temple of goddess Saraswati only. So this was its original form and we will consider it in the original form only. So basically High Court has said that now Hindus have the right to worship in this region, to worship in this temple, and if Muslims want a mosque, then they can seek the separate land from the state government and they can make the mosque elsewhere. So this was the major decision of the High Court of Madhya Pradesh. Now, please quickly tell me in the comment section, since we are discussing about Bhojshala, and Bhojshala was built by Raja Bhoj. So now tell me that Raja Bhoj belonged to which dynasty? You have to tell me the dynasty. Also, you have to tell me the time period that Raja Bhoj was from which period of history. So please tell me both these questions in the comments, both these answers in the comment section. Because since we are discussing about Bhojshala, discussion of Raja Bhoj, his dynasty, his time period is very, very important. So now these were the main discussions, these were the major decisions which were taken by the Supreme Court of India. Now, if you note, when we are discussing these things, so all these things reminds us about the Ayodhya dispute, right? Because what happened in Ayodhya dispute? In Ayodhya dispute also there was dispute between a temple as well as mosque. So there also what judgment Supreme Court gave? Supreme Court gave that this particular land belongs to Hindus, or this particular land is temple property and Muslims can seek land elsewhere. So see, whenever we are discussing all these kind of disputes, all these kind of cases, we need evidence for that, right? And how evidence will come? Evidence will come by the researches, by the reports, by the surveys of Archaeological Survey of India. Because this is the main objective, or this is the main role of ASI, that ASI will search for all the historical evidences and it will present all those evidences in front of court so that courts can take the decision. So the present decision of Madhya Pradesh High Court or the earlier decision by the Supreme Court on the Ayodhya dispute, each and everything dependent on the historical evidences which were provided by the ASI. And the recent ongoing debate on the Gyan Vapi Mosque also is based on the surveys and reports of ASI, because there is what is the dispute? Yes, very good, very good. Okay, very good. Because no, actually about Parmar dynasty, UPSC has already asked question in prelims. That's why I'm saying whenever you are reading about important leader, at least know the dynasty and at least know the time period. So very good. One student has given the answer that Raja Bhoj belongs to Parmar's dynasty of Malwa. Okay, and 1010 to 1055 C. Okay. So very good. Okay, so what we were discussing, that since we are discussing Ayodhya dispute and they were based on the surveys of ASI, so the recent ongoing debate of the Gyan Vapi mosque also, because there also what is happening, there is a dispute between a mosque which was built by Aurangzeb and the Kashi Vishwanath temple. So there also discussions are going on, and those discussions are also based on the surveys and reports of Archaeological Survey of India. So see, all these things are happening. So now this is a very good example which you can use in mains, that this is how the balance is maintained in the society. So what the court is doing, court is avoiding the direct confrontation. So that's why court is suggesting the alternate solution of the alternate land. That if we are saying that this land belongs to Hindus or this land belongs to temple, then we are also giving the option to provide the alternate land for the mosque construction. So in this way, peaceful resolution of any dispute can be done. So this is a very good example. You can use it as a case study about the Ayodhya dispute, or for that matter, you can use this example of the Bhojshala dispute. Okay, now since we are discussing about Archaeological Survey of India, so it's very important for you to know about the prelims related concepts about the ASI. Okay. So yes, ASI. So what is ASI? ASI is a government agency, and what is the main role of ASI? Its main role is doing the archaeological research, protection, preservation, and conservation of India's cultural heritage. So it can be any any kind of art form, or it can be any kind of architecture. All these things are maintained and conserved by the Archaeological Survey of India. year is very important for you, that in which year it was found. So it was found in 1861. Name is also important, by the Alexander Cunningham, and this thing was done under Lord Canning statute. So name of viceroy is also important, and name of personality is also important who founded. Now, headquarters, where the headquarters of ASI are located. So headquarters are located in New Delhi. And under which ministry this institution comes, this is also very important. So it comes under Ministry of Culture, Government of India. So ministry is very, very important. Now, a very innovative kind of point, but this point can be asked in any exam. So when we are reading about any institution, please focus about the logo also. So see, this is the logo of Archaeological Survey of India. This is the logo of ASI. So now, what has been shown in logo? Here in logo, Sanchi Stupa has been shown. Sanchi Stupa. So now, whenever you read about any institution, please focus on the logo also, because there is some or the other significance of, because of that only we are using logo for particular institution. So what is the logo of ASI? In logo of ASI, Sanchi Stupa has been used, and what is the main purpose for that? It is symbolizing India's ancient architectural as well as archaeological legacy. So these were some of the important points which can be asked in exam. Okay, now since we are discussing about the various places of worship, so here Places of Worship Act is also very, very important, because what is the main purpose of this place of worship? Its main purpose is to freeze the status of any place of worship which existed on 15th August 1947. Very, very important for the exam. Because see, why this Place of Worship Act was enacted? Because see, if there is no act, no, anyone can claim. Earlier this place was mosque, anyone can claim after few years that this place is now our temple, or vice versa. This earlier this place was temple, now this is our mosque. So that's why this kind of act has been enacted, that the status which was at the time of independence, that status will only continue always. Okay, then after that, see, so this is the general thing. This is the general thing about the Place of Worship Act. Now let's discuss about some of the exceptions also. Okay, so here are some of the exceptions. So see, generally if we talk, so generally we can say that status of any place of worship, any temple, any mosque or any gurudwara cannot be changed, and the status will remain as it is, which was on 15th of August 1947. But there are some of the exceptions also to this act. What are those exceptions? First of all, this Places of Worship Act will not apply to any historical monument which is already covered under the Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act 1958. So the historical places or monuments which are already covered under this act, those kind of act will not be protected under Places of Worship Act. So because no, exceptions are very, very important for the prelims especially. Second important thing is that this act is not covering the dispute of Ram Janmabhoomi Babri Masjid in Ayodhya. So actually, this kind of dispute has already been resolved, and even when it was not resolved, this type of dispute was not covered under Place of Worship Act. And final next thing is very obvious, that next point is it excludes the cases that have already been settled or have been resolved. So these are some of the exceptions, and exceptions are very, very important for the exam because questions are made on the exceptions only. So this was everything about Places of Worship Act, and this was everything about the exceptions of this act. Okay, so I think this was it for about this topic, Bhojshala complex. Okay. Okay, so ma'am, who is present, Director General? Uh, uh, actually, Singh Rawat, I think. Maybe it's Yabudir Singh Rawat, if I'm not wrong. Please check the spelling. So it's Mr. Yabudir Singh Rawat. I think he is the present Director General of Archaeological Survey of India, but please check. Now here, a very important article about the NEET-UG paper leak. Is it visible? Okay. Okay, so let's discuss. So see, as you know, amid this no complete NEET-UG paper leak controversy, so after this controversy, after this everything, the Union Education Minister have decided that from next year, this complete exam of NEET-UG will be conducted online or will be the computer-based exam. Okay, so now let's discuss everything, what all things happened. See, after this massive NEET-UG controversy and after the cancellation of 2026 examination, the Education Minister has announced that from next year, this complete exam will be fully computer-based. So from 2026, NEET-UG exam will be computer-based. And why this decision was taken? This decision was taken because there were repeated allegations of many things, repeated allegations of, just a second. Okay. So there, what were the allegations? There were repeated allegations of paper leaks. There were repeated allegations of impersonation or the organized cheating networks. So these were the repeated allegations which are happening, and repeatedly security failures were also happening in this entrance examination. So because of that, government has decided that now we will follow a zero tolerance policy. So government has decided that now we will follow a zero tolerance policy towards all the malpractices which are happening in this conduct of examination. Now, let's discuss a very serious issue. So let me ask you the question that why do paper leaks happen again and again in India? So this is the important question. So please give the answer that why do paper leaks in India happen again and again? See, all these leaks happen because of the weak points, because of the weak linkages which are existing in the entire process. For example, when you are taking the paper based examination, so what all things are involved? First of all, it will involve the printing of papers. Second thing, it will involve the storing of papers. After that, it will involve the transporting of papers. And next thing is excessive human handling. Because when you are taking the paper based examination, human involvement will be huge, and this thing was pointed out by K Radhakrishnan committee also. So again, coming to our original question, why do paper leaks are happening again and again? Paper leaks are happening because of the various weak points which are present, which are existing in this complete process of the conduction of paper, because it involves printing of paper, storing of paper, transporting of papers, and all these things involve huge type of human handling. And if human handling is very high, then chances of paper leaks will be very high. Now, next question is why computer-based examinations are being introduced, or why government is trying to introduce computer-based examination, how they will help. See, they will help because they will try to bypass all these weak points. Because why paper leaks are happening? Because the people are having the paper beforehand, right? Because if you are having paper 1 or 2 days before the actual examination, you can easily share the paper. But if you are getting paper on the spot, or you are getting paper just 5 minutes before the examination, then how you can leak the paper? So in this way, computer-based examinations will help you a lot. And these papers, online papers, will be encrypted so that they cannot be leaked easily. And second thing is that it's not like this will be the first examination where the computer-based testing will be introduced. Many other reputed examinations in India, for example, JEE Mains, or for example, CAT or banking examinations. So already these type of examinations are being conducted in the online mode only. So NEET will also change its direction. Now, having discussed about all these things, there is one biggest challenge for India, and that biggest challenge is the digital divide. Digital divide is very big challenge in India. Why I am saying it's a challenge? Because consider two students, student A and B. So it may be a case that the level of science, that means the knowledge of science as a subject, is equal in student A also and B also. But if basic computer proficiency is not equal in both the students, then one of the student will be at disadvantage. So even if he or she has the complete knowledge of that paper, then also he or she cannot attempt the paper nicely. So this is a very big disadvantage in India. So but even after that, being having this challenge of digital divide in India, then also why government is considering that even after all these challenges also we will introduce computer based examination. So even after all these challenges, why government is considering? Because the credibility of examination in India is collapsing. The trust of public in all these examinations is damaging. So in order to save all these things, in order to restore the trust of general public in India, still government will try to introduce online examination in India. And actually all these things were suggested by K Radhakrishnan committee also, because that committee has already discussed that these are the weak links in the overall process of examination conduction. So what were the suggestions which were given by this committee? First important suggestion was the introduction of online examination only. Second thing was that you must increase the security, outside the examination center. Third thing, you must increase the CCTV surveillance so that you can check, you can monitor each and everything. So these were the important things about the article. These were the some of the, so here we have discussed about the significance also, and we have discussed about the challenges also, the challenges which government could face when the government is trying to introduce online examination. Okay, now here next article is about the UNSC expansion. Okay, so this is also a very important article. So recently, see, I think yesterday we discussed about the BRICS Foreign Minister Summit. Okay, so yesterday only we discussed about the BRICS Foreign Ministers Summit. So in that summit only, India has called for UNSC expansion. And what India has said, that India said there is lack of reform constraints global body. So basically India is saying since there are no reforms happening in UNSC, that means, so because of that, this global body is under constraint. Yes, that's what, no? Yes, ma'am, do we have any demerits? So that's what I discussed, no, about demerits of online examination. We discussed about the digital divide in India, that no, even if two students have same level of knowledge in science, but if they both, no, if one student is from urban background, is if one student is from privileged background and is very proficient in all the computer works, and other student do not have much idea in operating the computers, so even if he has a very good knowledge in science, he cannot attempt the paper nicely. So this is one of the disadvantage. Biggest challenge in India is about the digital divide only. So I think you got your point, because in this article we discussed about the positives also, we discussed about the challenges or demerits also. Okay, so here, yes, so here recently in the BRICS foreign ministers meeting, India has called for the reforms in the United Nations Security Council. So now let's discuss that why reforms are needed in United Nations Security Council. See, main point is, as you know, that United Nations was formed in 1945, right? And in that period, in the period of 1940s, various countries which are very strong at present, at that time various countries were colonies of major powers. At that time various countries had very weak economies, and at that time many countries did not had any political influence. So, of which period we are talking about? We are talking about 1950s, when United Nations was formed and when the membership of United Nations Security Council was decided. So, India is saying when this institution was formed and when membership was decided, at that point of time, various countries which are very strong at today, at that time, various countries did not had any economic or political influence. So basically, India is trying to say that membership of United Nations Security Council, which is at present, so the membership is still showing the status of 1945. But the time has changed now, and the United Nations Security Council must change according to changing realities of today. So that is what the point of all the developing countries. So this point was put forward in the BRICS meeting. So basically, now India is trying to say that no, earlier all these institutions, for example, IMF or World Bank, these institutions were dominated by the Western countries. For example, United Nations, for example, USA, or for example, UK. But now all the countries from Asia or countries from Africa and countries from Latin America, the representation of all these countries must be increased in various institutions of United Nations. So this is the main point which has been put forward by India. Okay, so yes, so we discussed about that why India is demanding reforms. Now, next important thing is that why time and again this demand of reforms in United Nations Security Council is arising. So that means United Nations Security Council must be very important institution. That's why each and every country want permanent membership in UNSC. So what is the reason? What is the importance of UNSC? The main importance of UNSC is UNSC deals with each and everything which is happening in the world. Each and everything, that means literally each and everything. It deals with the peace situation also. It deals with war situation also. It deals with economic sanctions also. It deals with each and everything which is affecting the geopolitical stability of the world. So that's why if any person have a very good hold, if any country has very good hold of UNSC, that means it has very good hold of all the disputes which are happening in the world. So if we are discussing about all these things, it is very important for us to know about the membership. Because if we are saying that membership is dominated by the Western worlds or the earlier powerful countries, then you must have a basic idea that what is the membership. So basically, here membership is divided into two parts. So here in UNSC, we have permanent members also, and we have non-permanent members also. Now, in permanent members, we have 5 permanent members. So what are those 5 permanent members? Quickly tell me in the comment section. So permanent members are USA, UK, Russia, France, and China. Okay, so these are the these are the permanent members, and then we have 10 permanent members for 2 years. So every 2 years, these permanent members, these non-permanent members change. Now, problem with this permanent membership is these permanent members have the veto power, and these permanent members can block any major decision which is taken by all the other countries apart from these permanent members. So this is the main issue here. So consider this example. For example, all the major powers have taken a particular decision. Now, even if that decision is very good, or even if that decision is very demanding, even after that, if any one of the country in the permanent members veto that decision, the consensus cannot be reached and decision cannot be taken. So consider the present situation of the West Asia crisis. If majority of the countries want to take a decision, and if any one of the country in the permanent membership veto that decision, no decision can be taken, then what is the use of UNSC? Consider the second issue about the Russia-Ukraine crisis. Russia is the permanent member of UNSC. So even if majority of the countries want to impose sanction on the Russia can veto that thing. That's why having a permanent membership in UNSC is very important. And that's why India, along with all the other developing and underdeveloped countries, want a good representation in UNSC and want permanent membership in UNSC and want the voice of Global South in UNSC. Okay, so I think we discussed all these things. Okay. And yes, one more important thing is about the multilateralism. Multilateralism. Because now India is saying that earlier there were not many poles of power, but now world is moving towards multilateralism. That means not only USA, UK, or France are the major powers today. Today, India also, China also, countries like Brazil or South Africa also, all these countries are becoming more and more powerful, politically also and economically also. So that's why India is saying that we must protect this concept of multilateralism and we must move away from this dominance of Western powers. So that's why India is saying, in order to save multilateralism, in order to promote multilateralism, the what you can say, the strength of all the countries in the global south is very important. Then only we can get a major say on the global platforms like UNSC. Now, since we are discussing about UNSC, so let's discuss about the prelims oriented points also. So briefly, they will help you in exam in elimination. Okay, so these are the points about UNSC. So see, basically UNSC is one of the 5 principal organs of the United Nations. So quickly tell me in the comment section, what are 4 other principal organs of United Nations? So in this way you will revise also. So you must know all the 5 organs of United Nations and you must know their headquarters also. Second thing is, according to United Nations Charter, all the member states must comply with UNSC decisions. So this is important thing. That means the decisions of UNSC have to be followed, and its roles and responsibilities we already discussed. That with what all things it deals about the peace, war, sanctions, etc. Membership here is very important. So basically, it consists of 15 members. Out of those 15 members, 5 are the permanent members and other 10 are the non-permanent members. We already discussed about it. And those 10 non-permanent members have the 2 years term. Finally, headquarters of any organization is very important. So headquarters of UNSC is located at the New York City. So basically, this is headquarters of United Nations also. So these were some of the prelims related points for examination. Now, please give me answer in the comment section that whether the decisions of United Nations Security Council are binding or non-binding. Please give me answer in the comment section whether the decisions of UNSC are binding or non-binding. Second, give me answer in the comment section that for how many times India had been the non-permanent member of UNSC. So you have to tell me the for how many years or for how many times India had been the non-permanent member of UNSC. Now, having discussed about articles from The Hindu, this article is very, very important from down to earth. So this is article is about the SEHAT mission. So let's discuss about this article in detail. Okay. So this SEHAT mission. So SEHAT mission indicates the importance of sustainable food systems in improving public health. So basically, what this article is discussing, basically this article discusses that if you want good health or if you want to make good health policy, then you must focusing legal. Oh, okay, very good. Yes. So basically, the what you can say, the decisions of United Nations Security Council are binding. So please note that, because not decisions of all the organizations are binding. So the binding agencies you must remember. And second thing, you have to give answer that for how many times India has been the non-permanent member of UNSC. So see, this SEHAT mission, what is the main purpose of this mission? This mission says that if you want to make a good health policy, then before that you must focus on the good agricultural policy, because if agriculture is good, then automatically the public health will be good. So this is the main focus of this mission. Now, it is very important to know that who launched this mission. So this SEHAT mission has been launched by Indian Council of Medical Research, that is ICMR, and Indian Council of Agricultural Research, that is ICAR. So ICMR as well as ICAR, they together have launched this SEHAT mission. Now, what is the full form of SEHAT? This kind of questions are also asked in government exams. So what is the full form? Its full form is Science Excellence for Health through Agricultural Transformation. So basically it is saying if you want good health, then you must transform agriculture. So it is trying to connect 3 things. It is trying to connect agriculture with nutrition, with public health. So it is saying in order to have good public health, you must have good agriculture as well as nutritious food. Now, why government has launched this mission? The main purpose of this mission is to move from curative healthcare model to preventive healthcare model. 8 terms India non-permanent member. I think your answer is correct. Yes. So I think I have to check once, but yes, I also know this only, that for 8 times India has been non-permanent member. So very good. Okay, so basically the main purpose of this mission is to move from curative healthcare model to preventive healthcare model. What is the meaning of this? See, curative means you are trying to cure the disease after you got sick, and preventive means you are trying to prevent the disease before you get that disease. So here, so see, in each and every field, government is trying to implement this. I think yesterday only we discussed about the disaster management. So there also we discussed that government is trying to move from curative disaster management to the preventive disaster management. So here also we are focusing on the same thing. Now let's discuss about the overall mission of the SEHAT in detail. So first, what it focuses on, first of all, it focuses on the biofortified food as well as nutrient rich crops. So basically the mission is saying that if you want good health, you have to focus on good agriculture. So it is saying in order to ensure good food, we need biofortified food. Biofortified food means at the stage of growing only, you are putting important nutrients in the crops. This is the meaning of biofortification. So it can be done through various methods, for example, gene editing. See, why this mission Sehat is very important, because the main concept, which the main principle on which this thing is based is, main principle is agriculture and health. Agriculture and health are directly related. Please focus, it is very important. So basically, the main principle on which this mission Sehat is based, the main principle is agriculture and health is directly related. That means whatever farmer grows, on that thing depends how the public health will be. Because if whatever farmer grows, that means if farmer grows crops which are good in nutrition, and yes, so if farmer grows crops which are good in nutrition, then those kind of crops will decide that what will be the disease levels in the public. It will decide what will be the health expenditure from the public. Because if more and more people are getting sick, then it's very obvious that health expenditure will increase. So basically the article is saying that agriculture and health are related, because that everything what farmer is growing, it is deciding the health of the public. So if you want to make a good health policy, then first of all, you must make a good agricultural policy. So this is the main principle behind that. See, now first focus, we discussed about the biofortification. Biofortification means at the growing stage only, you are putting important nutrients in the soil. Now see, there is one more concept. One concept is about the fortification of the food. Fortification of the food. There is difference between fortification and biofortification. So now quickly tell me in the comment section that what is the difference between food fortification as well as food biofortification. Tell me this thing in the comment section. Now, second thing is traditional grains like millets. So this thing is focusing on the traditional grains like millets also, because since this mission is focusing on the nutrition, and grains are the nutrient rich food, that's why it is focusing on the millets also. And as you know, India has started various kind of initiatives. For example, India has declared millets as the Shri Anna, or India has declared, or United Nations has declared 2023 as International Year of Millets. So this shows the significance of millets in ensuring the nutrition. Next thing is the integrated farming system. Yes, so this mission is focusing on the integrated farming system. Integrated farming system means that in a particular agricultural land, you are growing crops, you are growing fruits, along with fruits, you are growing vegetables, you are doing animal husbandry, you are doing beekeeping, etc. etc. So this is the meaning of integrated farming. And what will be the significance of integrated farming? It will ensure nutrition also, and it will ensure good income for the farmers also. So this is the main purpose of integrated farming. Next, Mission Sehat focuses on the organic as well as sustainable agriculture. That means you should not use excessive pesticides or fertilizers, because even if you are increasing yield by using pesticides or fertilizers, but then also it is harmful, because those pesticides and fertilizers will enter the food chain, and if they are entering the food chain, it will impact human health. And finally, very, very important, article is focusing on the One Health preparedness. One Health preparedness, see, One Health concept is very, very important. One Health concept. One Health concept basically says that health of humans, health of animals, as well as health of environment, health of all these things are interrelated. Because if your animal husbandry practices are very poor and humans are eating those animals, then what it will do, it will spread the diseases. If the environment is very polluted, then the food quality will be very bad. And what is happening because of that? Because of that, human health is being impacted. So basically, Mission Sehat is also focusing on the One Health concept. Now, first of all, discuss this. Let's discuss the significance that why government wanted to introduce, or why government had to introduce Mission Sehat. The important reason for that is the dual burden which India is facing today. What is that dual burden? That dual burden is first of the undernutrition, and second burden is of the overnutrition. Because still lakhs of people in India are facing the problem of malnutrition. On the other hand, lakhs of people are facing issue of overnutrition or the lifestyle diseases like the diabetes or PCOD or thyroid. So this is the double disease burden of diseases in India. And because of that, India is trying to focus more and more on the nutritious food. And from where nutritious food will come? It will come from the farming. It will come from the agriculture. That's why we are saying that agriculture policy is directly related to the health policy. So this is the overall concept of Mission Sehat. Okay, so food fortification and biofortification are complementary strategies used to combat micronutrients. Okay, that is okay. But I am saying there is one principal difference between fortification as well as biofortification. So please provide me answer in that. That is okay. What you have said, that is okay. But give me one principal difference which can be easily asked in prelims. Now, okay. Yes. So next article is also from Down to Earth. So next article is related to Kheerganga. So here scientists have warned Kheerganga diversion in Uttarakhand's Dharali could increase disaster risk. So it is very, very important article from geography as well as environmental point of view. So let's discuss each and everything. So here what happened? Recently, scientists and environmental experts have warned that if you are diverting Kheerganga river in Uttarakhand, it could increase the risk of future disasters. See, let me explain what all things happened. See, after the devastating disaster in Dharali, so see, in Uttarakhand, disaster happened in 2025. Basically, it happened in Dharali district. So after that disaster, what happened? The river which is Kheerganga. Okay. So after that, the disaster which happened in Uttarakhand, so what happened? See, the river was following its natural path. But what happened after the disaster? Maybe in disaster, landslides happened, debris accumulated. So after this disaster, what happened? This river naturally changed its course because now there is no path to go. So naturally, what river will do? River has changed its course and river started flowing into Bhagirathi river. Bhagirathi river, which is an which is important tributary of Ganga river. So earlier what happened? Earlier river was following this course, and since after the disaster happened, river changed its course and everything was natural. However, authorities are now trying to force river back to the original state. So see, earlier river was flowing in east direction. Now because of the disaster, river has changed its course. But now what authorities are trying? They are again forcing the river that now river should again flow in the eastward direction. And that's why authorities are creating a diversion channel again. Okay, so this is the main thing. So because of that only, experts are warning the Disaster Management Authority that if you are artificially controlling the Himalayan rivers and you are controlling in very fragile region, right? Because anytime floods can happen, anytime the landslides can happen in Himalayan region. So experts are saying that if you are artificially controlling the flow of river, it can lead to heavy floods or it can lead to severe disaster. Why? Because after doing this, you are, what we can say, you are disturbing the geomorphological balance. Geomorphological balance. What is the meaning of geomorphology? Geomorphology means basically the landscape or rivers in that region. What are the forms of landscape, how landscapes are changing. This is the meaning of geomorphology. So if you are artificially disturbing the flow of river, then it can lead to severe consequences. Next important thing is that the issue has revived the larger concerns about the development practices which are happening in the Himalayan region. So basically, article is saying that this thing is not very small. That means it's not just about that river has changed its course and authorities are trying to regain that flow. This is a very big question. This is a bigger question on the development practices which are happening in Himalayas. Because what people are doing, people are constructing the hotels, people are constructing the houses in the floodplains of Himalayas, and various kind of engineering structures are also being built there. So that's why scientists are saying that, see, if we are talking about the Himalayan rivers, these rivers carry a lot of sediments, a lot of debris, boulders with themselves. And if you are channelizing these rivers in the artificial manner, then this can be very, very dangerous. It can lead to loss of life and property. So here an example has been given that when Uttarakhand disaster happened in 2013, so what authorities did after that disaster, authorities built the RCC walls. They built the artificial control measures so that water cannot enter the region. But important thing here is that this thing is not sustainable, right? Because when the river will come with a lot of flow, nothing can stop it. Not RCC wall, no engineering structure can stop it. So basically, article is saying even if you are building any engineering structure or RCC walls, this is only creating a false sense of security among the people. Because after seeing the walls, people will think, okay, now we are safe. Now we can build the hotels, we can build any other commercial structure. But the problem is that you cannot do all these things and you cannot interfere with the natural flow of the river because you don't even know about the consequences. So basically, the main message of the article is that instead of forcing the rivers to follow another path, you must force the humans not to interfere in that region. So this is the main message of the article, that instead of forcing the natural elements, you must try to regulate or you must try to spread awareness in humans so that they will not do the construction in that region and they will not interfere with the overall ecology of that region. So this is the overall concept of the article. Now, please give me answer in the comment section that since we are talking about the Kheerganga river, so Kheerganga river is the tributary of which river? So please tell me answer in the comment section that Kheerganga river is tributary of which river? Okay. Now, a quick practice question for you. Okay. So a practice question for you. This is the question. The question is, Mission SEHAT launched recently by Government of India primarily focuses on what? So option 1, expanding pharmaceutical exports through biotechnology parks. Next is linking agriculture and nutrition with preventive public health care. Next, promoting AI-based disease surveillance in urban hospitals. And finally, creating a national database of rare genetic diseases. So this is the practice question. So please try to give the answer in the comment section. Now let me look towards the comment. Ma'am, please say the principal difference. Okay, so basically I will discuss the principal difference tomorrow. So actually I want you to read all these things. That what are the, because when you read, no, you will try to read in detail. I will just tell the concept simply. So first read about it. If you are not getting, tomorrow anyway I will give the answer. Okay, so I think these were the important discussions for today. And what all questions I have asked between the discussion, please try to search the answer for those questions. So in this way, you try to understand any topic in detail. Okay, and if you have any doubt, please write in the comment section. I will try to answer those questions tomorrow. So that's all from my side for today.